Hello. Do you require all the analysis you need to achieve the very highest marks when exploring When We Two Parted by Lord Byron, but haven't got hours to waste doing it? Well, look no further. The aim of this video is to provide you with all the information you require to achieve the very highest marks when using this poem in your writing. So without further ado, let's begin. So the basic meaning of this poem then. Well, the poem is written from the male perspective, in this case the poet, which isn't always the case, regarding a recent ending of a secret relationship. The speaker initially relays their sadness to the reader, which then turns to anger later in the poem. The speaker reflects on how they might react upon seeing the other person after years have passed. So what about context then as well? Well, this autobiographical poem is based on the actual affair Lord Byron had with Lady Frances Webster, which is obviously helping to demonstrate the feelings expressed are actual ones. Byron was shocked, however, to later discover that Lady Webster had also been in another relationship with the Duke of Wellington at the same time. Byron does not name her in the poem in order to protect her. However, he did write a fifth stanza, which was never published, in a letter which names her. And that's how we now know that it was her. Byron was a notorious Lothario, someone who had many sexual partners at the time, with his affairs being the talk of England. Although part of the romantic tradition, this poem doesn't necessarily fit within the genre and harkens more to a courtly romance tradition due to use of illness to reflect the feelings of the speaker. Okay, so let's think about the form, the structure, and the language now. So in terms of form, what analytical points can we make? Well, interestingly, the poem mirrors the form of the sonnet until the lines "thy vows are broken." So the traditional poem concerning love breaks down once the relationship does too. The poem is therefore a lyric poem, which is a poem type which helps to highlight an emotion or feeling. The use of the male speaker's perspective not only allows the reader to understand the isolation and the feelings of the speaker, but it limits our understanding as we do not have the same female perspective in this work. Well, as for structure, the broken syllabic structure in the poem helps represent the broken heart of the speaker. Using an alternative rhyme scheme, ABAB, helps also to demonstrate the distance between the two. The use of rhetorical questions, "Why wert first thou so dear?" and "How should I greet thee?" indicate not only the speaker reflecting on the past, but also a sense of uncertainty, suggesting they are not completely ready to move forward. Semantic fields, so words associated with a certain topic of death, are employed throughout. Knell, pale, grieve, which creates the melancholy tone of the speaker, whilst also indicating that the relationship is dead. The repetition of the personal pronoun I further helps to indicate the isolation of the character. So finally, with language, sever is a violent verb to indicate the traumatic nature of the split for at least the speaker. Pale and cold create a sense of the speaker being ill or close to death. This is a trope or thing seen in poetry taken from the courtly love tradition, which suggests that the speaker cannot live without the other person. So dew represents not just cold weather, which is a pathetic fallacy, but suggests that the relationship became cold. This can also indicate that their relationship was in the autumn of its phase, close to death. Vows are essentially promises made before God. This highlights the importance of the promises made by the female in the relationship to the speaker and why it hurts so much when they're broken. All broken indicates that the trust and love is now completely destroyed and impossible to repair. So there is a poem completely explored to the point in which you can achieve the very highest marks. You now have to practice using this information in your writing. So thank you and good luck.